Yeah, good. Yes. Yeah, so have practiced exercises yesterday? Have completed the Python exercises which you are trying to understand so far? That is about initially installations, and then we started understanding print with the different options. Then we started understanding data types. In those data types, especially integer and float, we are understanding by applying the different arithmetic operators and bitwise operators. Yeah, that is about so far we are understanding, and internal how that bits are going to manage it, how you can manage that. Yeah, the bits with left shift and right shifts, or with the logical and or logical or exclusive or logical not, and any arithmetic operator. They're all the straightforward, applying this on the integers. Yeah, so this was the topic which we had it so far. If any queries, questions, please let me know before moving to this next the concept that is on string operators, string data type and string operators. That is one more interesting and important. As well as in interviews, they stress it on that, like a string operations. Yeah, let me know. So are you good to go ahead? Or do you have any queries, questions, please? All clear, good. Okay. Yeah, let me start about the string operator. But string operators, to use it, so far we are using that Jupyter notebooks, right, to run that like a Python expressions or the statements and to see that output. But next, one more the editor. Let me introduce that. That is another the beautiful editor, that is a PyCharm, especially the Python implementation, which we can use it. What is the need of that, like editors, and why not about the Jupyter? Yeah, Jupyter, you can use it that to execute the commands, as we are understanding, to execute the commands and to see that immediately the output. The notebooks concept. But as the sequence of the statements, and if you would like to take the help of the Python modules or the Python yes, the here number will be saved in binary format, zeros and ones, and text will save in ASCII format. Yes, correct. But yes, numbers will be saved in the 0, 1 representation. Even that string also, the finally it stores in the 0, 1 representation, but ASCII format. Yes. So first it converts into that the character into ASCII format. That ASCII format will be converted into the 0, 1 representation. Is it clear my point? Yes, characters are going to having that. Suppose in the keyboard, if I use it something A character. A, if I type it, A is going to have it, the dedicated specific ASCII character. So that ASCII character, something 65, we have that. I mean, so that is, you can refer that ASCII characters of that keyboard. Then that's the 65, the finally it is going, suppose if the value of the A is 65 ASCII, then that 65 finally it is going to store it in the format of the 0, 1 representation. On the disk or on the network, finally you say that is a 0, 1. But characters, one more format, that is ASCII characters. Good. So let me go ahead and introduce the one more editor, that is a PyCharm editor. Yes, you can use the Jupyters also, these Jupyter notebooks also. whenever you are doing, as we are talking about it, whenever you are doing that R&D and you need to execute some statements and to see that output immediately, you can use it this. But to write that the big the programs and statements, yeah, length of that the program with business logics and everything, then use that IDE. Is one of the IDE, that is which we can say that the PyCharm editor. This is especially the Python implement. You can use it like Visual Studio Code and yes, like Atom or Sublime Text Editor, even that normal Notepad. But some of the features you don't get it. So if you use it something Sublime Text Editor, if you are good with that writing that the program without referring any modules, Python libraries, then you can go ahead. But if you'd like to take the help of the Python libraries, then use it, the specific IDEs. Yeah, I'm going to use it, the PyCharm. So let's go ahead and download it and let's use it this. But as we are talking that, what is the difference between the PyCharm and suppose if you take Visual Studio Code? What is the difference? Visual Studio Code, you can use it for any type of the files, like a Terraform files, you can implement it, YAML files, you can implement it, JSON files, you can implement it. But this PyCharm, especially for the Python programs. Yeah, this is the Python IDE for the professional developers. And who is the vendor or who is providing this PyCharm editor is JetBrains. So JetBrains, PyCharm, yes, you can find that which operating system are you going to use it, that operating system related downloadable file, the IDE. Yes, I'm going to use it. But here we have the PyCharm with the different editions. So PyCharm Professional, that is you are going to get it with the free trial. That is, this is the pricing, all that features. But you can find it let me go ahead, PyCharm. Community edition also you will be having that. So whenever you are practicing, let's go for the community edition. Okay, sorry for that, just a minute. Let me share the screen. Okay. Yeah, so I just trying that, yes, the PyCharm editor in the Google. And you see this, yes, the JetBrains link, you can find it and you can go ahead to this, the downloading the PyCharm. But yes, the PyCharm, especially this is the Python IDE. Yeah, this is the Python purpose which you can use it. And on the base of that OS which you are going to use it, you can find that OS related specific the distribution, you can download it and you can install it. But now whatever the Python, the distribution which you are observing here, this is the professional one. The professional, yes, you will get the good features, but that is the pricing which is required. But instead of going for the professional, so recommended is we have the community editions. These are all like free and open source, which you can download it and you can use it. Let me find it. Community edition. You can use it professional edition also, but professional, yes, that is temporarily purpose which you can use it. Yeah, full-fledged professional or free community. So let me find it where you can get it. Or let's search it. Community edition. Yeah, the PyCharm community edition. Sorry. The other versions it is showing, but I don't want that other version. Let me go for latest, taking that. Still it is redirecting to the professional itself. Maybe they have changed that name. Let me check it. Yeah, so this is, I mean, even they have given the professional developer, yeah, the full-fledged professional or free community. Let me try to download this. I mean, this is not showing there's any pricing related options. Let's download this. Again, it is redirected to the same page. Whether they have given community edition, they have stopped or what? Let me do one thing. Maybe latest version is not available. Let me go for the previous version. Where is that? So here it is blocking the screen. Let me just do that. Below this, is it available? Where is that? Okay. Yeah, so sorry. I mean, I didn't see that. Yes, good. The PyCharm community edition. Yeah, so here you can use this community edition instead of that, the professional edition. They have changed that, the field. Okay, fine, good. So let's download this .exe file. Yeah, straightforward installation. There is no big deal on this. So, I mean, installing. But if you remember that initially, Anaconda, and we were talking that with Anaconda is one type of installation, and another type of installation we are trying to understand it, a direct distribution of the Python. But what is like the difference? The now, if you go for that, yes, whenever we are using that this PyCharm is not having that inbuilt Python. But Anaconda, yes, whenever we are using that Anaconda is already having that inbuilt Python interpreter, right? But if you are going to use these IDEs, then you need to use it explicit Python interpreter. That means first you need to install the Python. Already we were installing the Python. The before, it is taking 34 minutes. Network is very slow. Yeah, you can go ahead Visual Studio Code. So whatever you prefer that like you can continue. No issues on that. Visual Studio Code, if you're good, yes, you can use it. Or if you're good with the Atom, you can continue. But understand that advantage of these editors. That is the main point and main intention. So it is taking the time to download the file. I'm not sure. So what's happened with the network? Let me find it. So do I have this already, the downloaded file? Yeah, so I have this already PyCharm community downloaded file. So let me try to use this. Okay, this is the part one, previous one. Edit. So let's wait for downloading. Okay, meanwhile, any queries, questions, just let me know that. So it is trying to download, it is taking, today network bandwidth is not good. So it is taking time. Yeah, any queries, questions? Okay, let me ask those 2 points. So what are the different operations we discussed on the string? Next anyway, we are going to talk about that string data type, right? So what are the different operators that we were understanding on the string? Can you give me that? Already with arithmetic operators, we were concluding 2 operators on the string also. So what are those 2? Yes, good. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm expecting this more answers. Yeah, Anil, Karthik. Yeah. Good. Jagadish. Ram Sai, yes, okay. I see there's only one, but the total 2 which we discussed. What are those 2? Meanwhile, let me talk at this one concept on the string. Okay, so 2 operations that we were understanding on the string. So let me go ahead and move to this like this next option. What we are going to start it? String operations. The data type is a string. Yeah, the string on that. Yes, different operations. So one which we are talking about it, concatenation. So how do you concatenate that one string with another string? Yes, plus notation, we can use it. This is something str1 plus str2. Then you can concatenate, that is, those 2 strings into one string. This is one symbol or one operator, we are understanding that. That is about concatenation. Second operation which we are trying to understand, that is about multiplication. Yeah, on the integer, if you perform the multiplication, yes, that is the into operation. But on the string, if you perform that multiplication, suppose you have that str1, and if you say this like asterisk something 5. So what is that like output that we are expecting? So that is going to, I mean, it is kind of the power of, right? So here asterisk means it is kind of the power of str1, 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 like this, it is going to concatenate that. So how many times? Total 5 times the string which will be multiplied. Yeah, this is the output. Yeah, there are the two different operations that we are understanding on the string. Okay, now let me talk it. That's one point. Suppose if I assign that something, let me take it one variable. So this is a variable I have taken, the sentence. Yeah, so sentence, the statement. Now I have declared. Now, whenever you are declaring that strings, is it recommended with a single quotation or double quotation? Which one is recommended? Single quotation or double quotation? I can use it. Welcome to RNS. Yes, this one I can use it. Or sentence equal to welcome to RNS Python program, something which we can define it. As a performance point of view, which statement is recommended? Yeah, you can use it any, that's no doubt. You can use it the single quotation to declare or to define the string. Either you can use it single quotation or double quotation, no issues. But which one is recommended? Recommended is single quotation is recommended, not the double quotation, single quotation. In the first print we are talking about it, use it always recommended the single quotation. But within the single quotation, suppose if you would like to use it some, again the single quotation or some special, then you need to use the escape characters. Yeah, so recommended is single quotations. This is recommended, but you can use it double quotation also, no issues. But performance point of view is a standards point of view. The whenever you are declaring the variables, the maximum try to use it single quotation. This is one point to remember that. Okay, now next point is I have defined this the variable. These are all like operations, and here a recommended approach. Next third point, what we are trying to understand is, let me take it this statement. Yes, I have declared the variable. This variable I have declared. How it is going to store that the variable, I mean this is string variable, the backend. Yes. So here, the string, once if you define that the string variable, how it is going to represent is, we can say this is a sequence of the characters. The string is sequence of the characters, obviously, right? Yes, this is first character W, E, L, C, O. Yeah, that is, yeah, for double quotation, the processor will take more process. Yes. Yes, single is recommended. Internal performance while storing and retrieving that the variables. Yes, the single quotation is recommended. Yeah, now if you come to this, like whenever you declare that string variable, string is, we can say that is sequence of the characters. But how it is going to store it in the memory, the sequence of the characters is. So if I go for this defining the statement, so W, what is the position is? That is a 0, next to 1, next to 2, next to 3, next to 4, 5, 6. Even the space also is one character. Space also is one character. That is 7, 8, 9, then the 10, then R is 11, N is 12, S is 13. So we are saying the sequence of the characters, but how the sequence of the characters are going to represent in this string is by using that index numbers. These are all we can say. This is about index numbers. Yeah, whatever the string you have defined, the string is the sequence of the characters, but the sequence of the characters, how that represents in the backend memory is, it is going to use that, the index number for each character in the string. Now suppose T, if you talk about it, what is the position of this T in the memory? Yeah, that is about 8, which comes under that. But actually, if you calculate count point of view, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, space 8, 9, ninth position string character is going to become that index based, that is about 8. So always the index is going to start from the 0. That is very, very important. Internal, that like any, if you just talk about it, this is, we can represent in the format of that. Suppose this welcome to RNS string, we can represent in another data type format. Do you remember that the square brackets? What is the purpose of the square brackets? That is about list. Yes, correct. You see that how the string is storing internally, if you try to understand it, the sequence of the characters, we are saying that, but all those sequence of the characters, how those will be represented is as a list. That means whenever you are working with the string, indirectly you are working with, yeah, if I convert that all these characters, yeah, anyway, you can understand now the list also how it is working internally. So here, 2 data types, we are trying to understand that. So that is a long length of that. Yeah, now if you try to understand the string internally, how it is going to manage it, it is a sequence of the characters in the format of how it is storing is, what is the data type internally it is going to use, it is going to use the list. And as we are understanding that list is ordered based elements, ordered, these are all like a sequence ordered based elements, and which starts with the 0th index number. Yeah, this is the 0th index number. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. The same one which we are trying to understand it. But here, if you observe that welcome to RNS, what are the string which we are representing? Yes, these index characters. Indirectly, it is in the format of the list. Not indirectly. Yes, directly you can say that. Yeah, the string format indirectly or internally it is going to use it that the data type, the list data type. Are you following the points, everyone? If you understand this concept, then next whatever we are going to talk about the operations, it is very easy. So type this in the chat window so everyone is following it or not following. So almost we are talking that two data types. String we are talking that actual data type, but string is sequence of the characters, all the characters, how it is managing that internally by the Python interpreter is, it is going to use the list data type. All the sequence of the characters in the string, internally it is going to store it or it is converting in the format of the list data type. But how the list is going to storing that elements of that list is, yes, it is going to store it in the format of that index numbers with the ordered based. Order, yes, these are all order of the characters. And first character position is the 0. It starts from the 0 as we are understanding that. Yes, W that is 0. E that is for 1. L for 2. C for 3. Like that each character is going to assign that one specific position for it. Even that space also is one character. Yes, that is also remember that. No, don't think that's too much on that, like a double quotation or single quotation. Just go ahead and think it like, I mean, whether that is double quotation also, it is going to store it in this format itself. But if you need that more, then memory representation, go ahead and refer that the Python documentation. Every statement, don't think in that difference. But standard is double single quotation. But try to understand the concept. But memories wise, if you go further, that is the bits and bytes formats we have. You can refer that if you need it, the difference between single quotation and double quotation in Google. But let me conclude these statements. Yeah, so I mean, understand this format. Yes, how it is representing this in the memory is, that is list. Yes, the string is going to use it internally, the list. List is sequence of the characters and which starts from the 0th index number. Are you clear about this point? Position has been changed. Where is that? Okay, so here one more 2 space here would be right. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the representation, the backend in the list. Now, if I need that, some position of the character, so how do I get it that? Suppose I need to get it like something, some character, E character, then how do I get it that? So as we're talking about it, all these characters now it is stored in the format of the index number. Now we can use it this on this string with the list format. What is the list format? This is the format, right? Now you can pass that index number. So which position that should you want that? Suppose I need that E. E is that, what is that index number? 6. Suppose if I enter that the 6. So this is a string. This is string related 6th index number position we are requesting that. So what is the value it is going to return that now? So what it is going to return that? So if I use it the print statement here, then we are going to get it at E value. So this is about the position of the character which you are looking from this string. Are you clear about these points? Now we'll work with that some more functions or methods. We can say that those methods which we say that how do we get that substring of the string? If I'd like to get the substring, suppose I need to get that this is the total string, I need to get that RNS is the substring. But how do we get the substring of the string? Yes, now you need to use that list representation. In this list, now we understand that like index numbers, you can use these index numbers to get that the substring, starting and ending. That's we say that indexing and slicing. Now what we are talking about this concept is indexing and slicing. So this is about indexing, how the sequence of the characters are storing internally in the list. Slicing is, yes, if you need that substring or range of the strings within the string, how do you work with that? These are all very, very important. Yeah, that is, I would like to show that in the Python. But let me check it. What is the status of this PyCharm edition which you are trying to download it? And if it is ready, then we use it that editor and we go ahead with that. Are you clear about these points? Oh, still it is taking wandering today. But network, actually it is using that's different, the Wi-Fi network. That's why it is taking that. But if I switch to that another one, then we will disconnect it and everything will be disturbed. That's why I don't want to change it. Anyway, let's wait for that 1 more minute. That is going to completing that. Yeah, now like some points. Yes, as we are understanding single quotation, double quotation. Yes, single quotation is ASCII characters or the representation of the data is the very fast. You see this whenever it is indexing that by using the single quotations, retrieving or storing in the memory the bits format, it will be saved. But if you use the double quotation, each character will be used as a double quotation. That's going to use it the more bytes. The storage, it is going to take it to the more bytes. A string like 16 bits, it is going to use it. Almost 2 bytes that is required. But character is only 1 bit required. So internal, the indexing and as well as the storing, especially in the memories point of view. So this is recommended. How to verify this? The Python is installed on the machine or not? Can you give me that answer for it? How do we verify this Python is installed or not? Yes. Python -version command already, which you are observing that. You can open the command prompt. Type this in the run cmd, the command prompt. And you can use it, Python -version. Open the command prompt and you can check it. Yes, on this my system, 3.12.0, so it has been installed. And which Python? So where is this one is located? Maybe it will work it or not. Let me check it. Yeah, the which normally, so here it doesn't work it. So here it is not working, which works on the, where it works on the Linux operating system. So if you'd like to know that where this Python is located, yes, you can get it about that with the which Python. But anyway, we have this 3.12.0. So whenever you are installing this PyCharm editor, then it will show that option. Yes, I hope so it's done. Yes, installation, downloading has been done. Let's go for this installation. Just double click the file. It is taking time to load it. Okay, so this is a straightforward installation, so nothing big deal. Yes, so use it where do you want to install it. That is C drive or D drive, you can prefer that. So let me install in this D drive. I have this very less disk space in the C drive. So I'm going to use it the D drive. I don't need that program files, this directory. Yeah, JetBrains, PyCharm Community Edition 2023. Fine, good. So let me go ahead. Do you want to create a desktop shortcut and all that? Yes, create associations.py. Yes. Update path variable. No, I don't want that. Already we have this. That's Python, which is. So go for the default option. Don't use it anything. But make sure before this Python has been installed already, which we had it in the initial section. So how do you download the Python direct distribution and how do we install it? Yes, that is make sure that on this system. But very good editor, especially for the Python, the programs to implement it. Because whenever we move into this more Python programs, dependencies also should be managed. Dependencies. Yeah, if you are working with that, like AWS with Python, or if you are working with that data science related Python modules, or ML related the Python modules, or web related, web development related Python modules, those modules you need to import it. But how do you import the modules and how do we use it? That is generic way we will talk it. But first, let's focus on the all the data types. If you're good with the data types, that's the remaining importing and using that those points and handling exceptions. We have one more concepts. And yeah, the object-oriented programming concepts. Yeah, these all will come back. But first, let's strong on the statement side. So wherever you see this libraries of the jar files, yeah, see there's like so many jar files it is downloading or lib files or lib folders. So think about those are all like a dependencies. Suppose if I'm performing like string operators is nothing but the string related the backend libraries have been installed. If those libraries are not installed, then I cannot run that string operators or integer operators. Why we are saying that all these are all predefined is nothing but yes, whenever you install the Python is loading all these libraries. Yeah, so let me run that PyCharm community edition. Sorry. I install old versions. I need that less. But whenever you are using that IDs are going to use that backend the more resources of the system. That is memories point of view and a CPU process point of view. Yes, if you have this good capacity of the system, then that would be, the loading of these IDs and all that would be great. Otherwise, you need to, yes, take some challenges on the system performance. Yeah, so this is about that editor. Yes, PyCharm has been loaded. Very good. But now let me show that how you can, it is created just one, the sample project, already existing some projects have been opened, but let me go ahead. So how you can use it creating about your own project. Yeah, once that's a Python, yes, this edition has been installed. Let's go ahead and creating a project. Yes, you can give this about your project name. This is some demo, whatever you prefer it. Yes, give this name and the location. Yes, where do you want to store this project files? So they were creating a project is nothing but that project related all the libraries, all the supported files that is going to adding that. Yes, you can choose that where do you want to keep those files. Yes, I'm going to use it my D drive. Let me use it D drive or E drive. So I'm going to use it workspace. So you can use it any one of the directory. So you can create the workspace directory. And yeah, this is the workspace latest. So I'm going to use it here for this project name. Now, which Python do you want to use it that? Yes, this is important. So interpreter type, yes, which interpreter are you going to use it? As we're talking that we can install multiple Pythons in our system. So 3.0, 1.2, 3.11, 3.10, you can install that different versions of the Python. But which version of the Python interpreter do you want to use it for this project? That means So once a project has been created, what are the Python files you are creating and Python files which are executing? So to execute those Python scripts, you need to have the Python interpreter. Yes. Which Python interpreter are you going to use it? Yes, in my system, if you observe that, I have the two versions of the Python. So 3.12 and 3.10. These are all installed in this location. So I have those two Pythons which have been installed. So for this project, so which Python version do you want to use it? Or do you have this any specific other versions? Like suppose the client is asking us for this project, you need to use it 3.10. Yeah, then you can download it and install this Python and you can use it to this specific version for this project. So whenever you are creating a project, that is the beauty of the editors. So if you are working with that multiple projects of the Python and the different versions, you need to use it for the different projects. Yes, while creating a project, so this is a demo project I'm creating. For this project, yes, which Python version is required on the basis of the project requirement, you can specify that the Python interpreter, then create a project. Yeah, now I have created the project. This is the location. So E drive I have chosen and workspace latest and demo is the project name. And which interpreter we are using? Which interpreter we are using? Python. Interpreter is nothing but Python version. Which version of the Python we are using here? If anyone asks you this, which version of the Python are you working that? Yeah, 3. In that 3 also, if they ask you the specific, just remember that either 3.10, either one mention that. So recommended you don't mention the latest one. 3.12, so is the latest one. So don't mention that the latest one. Go for the priority version. That is 3.10 or 3.11. So in the real time, yes, nobody will use that immediately the latest versions. So they take some time doing that R&Ds and migrating the older version to the newer versions. It takes some time. So suppose today if the 3.13 is released, no, immediately we don't use it the 3.13 to about our project. Already project is running something 3.12. Yes, it will be continued. And once we got that the client confirmation and R&Ds have been done with the 3.13 and it is not giving any impact to that existing project code, then we start about that migrating 3.12 to 3.13. So whenever you are mentioning the versions, don't say that the latest versions. Always, yes, say that the previous version. That is a stable version. Okay, good. Now the project has been created, but here, yes, in this project is created one virtual environment. You see this in this project, one folder we see. So .venv. So Python projects. So from the this is the version from the 3.x version onwards. One more beauty what we have is each project is going to have its specific environment. Yes, my demo project, whatever I have created, the demo project is having its specific libraries, its specific environment. Like that, if I would have created one more project, that project is going to have its own virtual environment. Yeah, so internally it is created, so supported all the libraries and the virtual environment. You can just observe that, that's all. We don't do that anything explicitly, but recommended approaches is each project with its own, the specific libraries. Yes, there are the libraries which have been added. And this is the Python interpreter and there are the libraries, there are the DLLs. Anyway, that is the internal concept. But now what we need to do, we need to create a Python files. Python scripts we need to create. How to create a Python script? Just go to the project and right click and a new, and which files do you want to create it? Yes, you see that here you have the options. Do you want to create like Python file? So what is, see here you see that's a Jupyter notebook also you can create it, but that feature is not enabled because we are using the community edition. In the community edition, that feature is not enabled, that is locked. But if you go for that enterprise edition, then you will get it all these features. Fine, we don't want that. The Jupyter notebooks and all that. Yes. So here we are going to work with the Python files. Or if you'd like to create HTML files, yes, or normal file, or you would like to create a directories, or if you'd like to create a Python package. Python packages, we will talk it later. The packages and all the stuff. Yes, let me go ahead and creating a Python file and give me that the name that is I'm going to call that this Python file as a string index, and just enter that. Now, what is the extension of this Python script? Before in the Jupyter, the notebook, what are the files we are observing that? What is the extension of the Jupyter notebooks? Why did you observe that? Can you give me that, anyone? The extension of the Jupyter notebooks? No, I'm not asking the comment. I'm asking that the file extension. Yeah, that is about IPython NB. Yes, notebook. IPYNB. So let me just, if you remember that, this is the extension of the Jupyter notebooks. The way you can run those notebooks on the Jupyter. But here we are using that PyCharm, or you can use it the Visual Studio Code or any, but what is normally the Python scripts extension is .py. .py Python scripts. Even I was showing this in the Atom editor .py file extension and running about the Python script. Okay, so now you can continue implementing that. The beauty here is in the Jupyter notebook. So you have that like a cells concept. Each cell is what is the block of the code you want to implement it, you can do that. But here, so this the beauty. Suppose let me define that some variable as we're talking that sentence equal to. So this is a sentence. I'm just defining that. Yeah, you can use it single quotation, that is recommended. Yeah, so here you see that whenever we are, the using the editors, what is that advantages is, suppose if I define the double quotation, okay, we don't see this any, we can say that they're all helpers. Suppose if I use it here, double quotation, and here if I use the single quotation, you see there's some red mark, we got it. So what is this, like it is showing this is a missing closing double quote. Yes, the string has been started with a double quote, but it has to be ended with a double quotation. Then if I define the double quotation, then if I ended with the double quotation, then only this issue will be resolved. Now you see that the line is very clear. We don't have that any, we can say the suggestions from the editor. So that is the beauty of the editor. Suppose if you are using that like a Jupyter, we don't have that kind of the help. If you are very good on that, writing that the statements and everything, then, or if you would like to practice some small statements, then you can use it. But if you are implementing that the programs like this, then the recommended approaches is use the editors. Okay, so let me print this sentence, or this string. Now, okay, how do you run this program? Now we have defined this the Python script, but how do we execute this Python script? Already we have defined the interpreter, right? While creating the project. So which interpreter it has to use it? Already we have defined that interpreter. But how do we run this programs is, you can use it run option here. Yes, which Python script that you want to run it? Run the Python script. Or what you can do, you can right click off it and you can go ahead run this program. Or you can use it like a shortcut Control Shift F10. Or you can see this here options, that is a green color which is showing about it, some play button kind of the stuff. You can use it, this button also, to run this program or to execute this program. Normally in the Jupyter notebook, we are using about, what is the command? Anyone can you give me that in the Jupyter notebook? So once the cell has been defined, how you are running that cell? We are using the Control plus Enter or Shift plus Enter, right? Yeah. So Shift plus Enter or Control plus Enter to run that particular cell. But here, you can use it, the run option. So once we run that, yes, you see that here, this one we say that console output. So this is a console output. Yes, it is. So background, what's going to happen this is, yes, this is about our project home directory demo. In the workspace, the demo, this is a project home directory. And here it is a created virtual environment, right? VENV directory, virtual environment directory. And here we have the scripts. And in the scripts folder, we have the python.exe. So in this scripts, so this is the interpreter which is using that, python.exe. So python.exe, and this is about Python script file. So how do we execute the Python scripts? Python space. Normally, how do we execute the Python scripts? Python space and a file name. File name .py. So this is the format which we use it to run the Python scripts. Yes, that is same thing which is doing that, the background. So from the environment, it is, within the environment, it is managing the .exe files. And yes, this is the path location. As now we got it, that output. What is that output? This is a sentence. This is what of the string which we are defined. That is, we are trying to print it. Is it clear? How do we use it? The editor, IDE. On the base of the activities, we go for this more, but yes, the quickly to get it thus, yes, install it and start it and create a project. But while specifying the, while creating a project, what is important input for the project is which Python interpreter that do you want to use it? Which Python interpreter that do you want to use it? So make sure that the first Python has been installed, or that during, the setting up this, you can install the Python as well as. Yeah, now we are ready to use this IDE. But as we are talking about it, slicing concept, now let's move into that, the slicing and indexing concepts. Are you ready? So the type this in the chat windows will get, to activate you, just to type this. Are you good with that IDE now? But they just started, so we'll come back to use it more, but yes. Are you clear on this installation and creating a project and specifying that the Python environment with the Python interpreter? Then how do we create a Python files and how do we execute the Python scripts in the PyCharm? I don't see this everyone the active, only 4 or 5 members are that. Now I see there's some more responses, but still I would like to see more. Total, no, still I need to get it. So are you in the sleeping mode? Okay, so we are good now. So let's move into that. Now I would like to print the particular character. How do I print this particular character? As we are understanding that it is going to manage it in the format of list, right? List with the index numbers. Yes, each character in the string, it is going to use it internally the list data type and with indexing. Now I would like to see this. I would like to print this T. So how do I use this? Yeah, this is a normal print statement. Okay, fine. Now I would like to print the first letter of this is the sentence. Now, how do I get it that? So, as we're understanding that we need to use that list representation and index number. Index number is which starts from 0. Yeah, now if I run this program, yeah, I got it. Yes, this is the sentence. First, the print statement, and second print statement, what it is saying that yes, only T it is written that the 0 characters. But I need that the suppose last character from this. So what is the index number I need to use it? Anyone? So this is the first character. First char of the string. But I need that last character of the string. Anyone, can you give me that? The index number? Last character of this sentence. Yes, we can say the sentence. Okay. So how do you get it that now? What is that index number? I see this 21, 19, 17, 17. Some people yes, -1. Good. You're saying this -1 is another, but you know some points. Okay, anyway, first as this index point of view, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, almost 17. Suppose if I give the 17, let me run it. Control yes, you can use it to save the file. So last character, yes, I got it E. That means this is the 17th. Total 8 characters we have. Out of that, 17 is the index number which were passed as which starts from the 0. But instead of doing that, the last character, how do we represent in the Python is we have one more option, the negative representation. That means that is reverse of the string. So if I use it left to right, so that starts from the 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. That means n minus 1. That is total length minus 1. But if I would like to go for this, the backward of this, the string, that means a right to left, right side. Then we can use it negative index number. Negative index number. So what is the position of this in the right to left is, so this is the -1, this is the -2. That means C equal to -1, C equal to -2, N equal to -3, like that you can represent it. So instead of saying that, or instead of counting that the total number of characters, if I need that reverse format, you can use it that the minus representation. So -1, if I specify it, yes, we got it the same character, the E. Are you getting the point of this? So, okay, let me just show that's one function here. What is the total length of this string? You can use it. Length is the one, the function which is available to get it the length of the string. Suppose if I run it, let me show that. What is the total length of the string is? 18. And to get it the last character, we are using that index number 17. So that's we are talking about it. Index number start from the 0, but length is calculating from the 1. Yeah, length minus 1, that is about your last character. But instead of using this length minus 1 and all that, then you can say that reverse index number, this is the reverse index number, that is it starts from -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, like that, minus 17, right? If I would like to get it this t first character in the reverse way, suppose if I say this minus 17, so what is the value we are getting here? Okay, we got it h. Okay, total 18, right? Yes. You see that I got the t in two formats. One is from the left to right, starting the index number, that is 0, I can use it. Or from right to left, that is the reverse of the string, I can use it the negative index number, that is minus 18. Are you clear about these concepts? How the string is going to manage that internally? Type that CLR keyword. Understanding about this, the left to side, left to right, and right to left, the indexing mechanism. Left to right and right to left. Left to right, what is the index, starting index number? Left to right, what is the starting index number? 0. Already we discussed that's left to right. This is about left to right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But same thing if you define this in the right to left, this side. Yes, so this one starts with this is a -1. This is about -2. This is about -3. This is about -4. So this is very, very important, remembering that. So left to right, the index position is 0. Right to left, the index starting from -1. Are you clear about these points? Yeah, if you understand these index numbers, how it is going to manage it internally, the string list, then next like slicing and all these concepts are the good. Okay, so now, but yes, as a time constraint, we have this next slicing concepts, but indexing concepts, now we got it. So next we will move into that, that's the concepts of the slicing. But slicing, yes, we need to do that some exploring more exercises. We look into that on Monday. So tomorrow there is no class. Yeah, so the Monday will continue. And maximum next week, yes, once we got it, all these basics, then moving to this next concepts, that is about string, list, tuple, dictionary. So these are all some important data types. After that, we'll move into that. What is a module? What is the importing? And how do you work with that importing functionalities? And then we move into this next, some more concepts about this one, like yes, exceptions. How do we implement it? Yeah, 10 days, that's more required. So then we can move into that AWS related Python modules. But these Python concepts, evergreen, whether you are looking into that, yes, next, any type of other the functionalities like data science related or machine learning related or big data related or the cloud related or web development related. So if you are strong on these points, then you will be very good. These are all the basic pillars, not only this program. So if you go for that, any programming, so these are string operators or like integer operators are the very, very helpful. Yeah, so good. So we'll come back to this, the next concepts. But are you clear about this today, PyCharm, that like working with the PyCharm, understanding the data types point of view, indexing options with left to right and right to left. Any queries, questions, please let me know. And try to set up this one also, PyCharm also. Yes, use it Jupyter Notebook. But why I'm talking about this, let me just conclude it one point. Suppose now on this, the string, this is the string, right? String data type variable. If I just use it dot representation, and you see that it is going to show that all the possible functions which you can operate on this string. So this is the string, and on this string, suppose I need to convert into that this string, lowercase to higher case, like uppercase or uppercase to lowercase. Then how do I do that? Simple, if I just press that dot, then I will get it the form I mean different functions which are available on this string. That is a beauty. Now you can use it like lawyer. Yeah, you see this, the lawyer. That means all that the characters which we have that we will be converted into that lawyer characters. Or if I say that, or if I would like to find that uppercase function. Wait, so if I say this upper, so this is the function. If I use it, so what is going to happen? That my string, which is going to converting into that. Yes, you see that this is a sentence that has been converted into the upper characters. So using that editors, that is advantage. Just after that, the variable, if you just type that a dot representation, then you will get it all the possible functions. But all these functions, how did you get it? So here it is already added the libraries, right? In these libraries, the string related libraries are also available. That means there are already the Python interpreter is providing that. Yes, you can get the count of these are index numbers, you can use it, or you can find the strings, or you can join the strings, or you can ends with. So we'll talk it. Some of the functions I'll talk. We'll talk about it. And is it a lower case? So Boolean type of that. Is it uppercase, or is it a digit, or is it a decimal? So there are like a different functions which you can identify that on the particular object. Now this is the string object. On this object, yes, we have the list of all the functions. But how do I know that all the functions or function information is? That is the beauty of the IDEs. If I use this IDE, then I'm getting that all the help. I don't need to struggle it. So this is string. What are the functions it is having that? I don't need to struggle that. I just type that the dot, then I will get it all the functions which are available and identify about your requirement and requirement based the function and use it. So suppose I would like to join the string. Yes. So this is a sentence to this string. I would like to add it, or I would like to join other string. Join is one more function. So this is a sentence from, yes, RNS. So that means I'm joining this sentence with this string. Two strings, I'm joining that. Now if I run this program, yeah, this is a sentence of, so you see that's like, it is concatenated number of times. That is join from, where is this RNS? Itself it is doing and iteratable. These functions, I'll talk it this later more. Yeah, I see this. So it has been added like this is a sentence with a hi something which has been added. So joining the strings. But here the concept, okay, these are all things we'll come back later, but understand that importance of that ID is dot, how it is going to help you. I mean, that is, if you just type the dot, then you will get it list of all the functions and which function does do you want to use it. That's you can easily identify it and you can reuse the functions. That is the beauty of the IDEs. Is it clear about this point? The understanding about that IDE? But if I use it, Jupyter Notebook, I don't get that help, right? So in the Jupyter Notebook, I don't have this like a dot and getting that automatically on this. But this is the beauty of these IDEs. Yeah, try to practice it and explore it more. But I'll come back in the next class. So more talking about that indexing itself and the slicing concepts and some important functions. We will talk about that on this string operators. And we'll conclude on this string data type. And string, we are talking that indirectly, we are talking about that list data type also. If you just observe that, indirectly, we are talking that list data type also. List, how do you get that list of all the elements? But how do you declare the list? That's will come back. Yeah, anyway, those points we'll see that. Yeah, any queries, questions before going to wind up today? So just let me know. Any queries, questions, and try to more practice on this and explore it more examples in the Google. If you're strong on these small things, then you are going to become the very strong on the programming. Later, you just import it and reuse it. But during the reusing those statements, if you are good on this, what's happening that internally on these data types and operators, then next operations are the easy. Yeah, good. So that's all from my side for today. So we'll meet on Monday. And yes, today evening you have the exams. So try to complete those exams on the Linux and as well as Linux with AWS. And yeah, any pending activities. So this we can try to complete it and come back to Monday. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all.